Hello students, I welcome you all for the online lecture series of Design of Steel Structure. So in today's lecture, we will solve a numerical on design of a strut. The numerical is as follow. A column is subjected to reactive working dead load, live load and wind load for a stress combined with dead load plus live load 500 kilonewton, dead load plus wind load 100 kilonewton, dead load plus live load plus wind load 300 kilonewton. It is held in a position and restrained in direction at both the ends. The height of the column is 4.5 meter. Design a column using I section. So this is what our statement for the design of a column. And in the numerical they have mentioned that we have to utilize I section. In the numerical there are three types of loading given. These are the loading condition. First one is dead load plus live load is 500 kilonewton. Second one is dead load plus wind load 100 kilonewton. Third one is dead load plus live load plus wind load, which is equals to 300 kilonewton. And this is the solution for our numerical. Firstly, we have to write down the PD, that is the design load. Now here, to confuse us, there are three loading cases given. We have to take the combination which is having maximum loading. So the first formula is PD is equals to AE into FCD. So the ultimate, as here the load is directly given, we have to calculate the ultimate load or the factored load. Dear students, note that whenever the given load is not ultimate load or a factor load or maximum load, that time we have to multiply that load by a factor of safety, that is 1.5. It means that we have to convert that load into a ultimate load or a maximum load. So here PU is equals to 500 into 1.5, which is equals to 750 kilonewton. Thereafter we have to assume the FCD for the column. As in the numerical it is given that we have to design the column by using I section. We have to assume the FCD, and here are the assumptions of the FCD. Assumptions of FCD for different cross sections. Whenever in the numerical it is given it is a single angle strut, we have to assume it between 80 to 100 MPa. If it is a double angle strut, we have to assume it between 90 to 120 MPa. Then if it is a rolled section, we have to assume it 100 to 125 MPa. If it is a built up column, we have to assume it 110 to 140 MPa. And hence, after this assumption, we have to calculate the area required. We have to calculate the area required by the formula AE is equals to PU into FCD. Whatever the ultimate load which we have calculated by multiplying the given load or the working load by 1.5, that is the factor load, we have to divide that factor load by the assumed FCD and this assume FCD will be dependent upon the type of the section which is been in the question or which is been demanded. So again we will be shifting to our first slide, that is how to calculate the area required. The area required is calculated by A is equals to PU divided by FCD, and PU is equals to 750 into 1000 divided by FCD assume is 120 as shown in this slides here. FCD for roll steel section, as it is I section, we are assuming it between 100 to 125 MPa. As now it is our column section, that is I section, we are assuming it as a 20 MPa, that is Newton per mm square. As this value is in Newton per mm square, we have to multiply this PU by 1000, that is we are converting this PU, that is the ultimate load, by into Newton, and hence we are getting the area in mm square. Hence we got from the above state the area as 6250 mm square. Now depending upon this area, we need to calculate the section, or we need to assume the section first. In our steel table there are various sections given. Now in the numerical it is mentioned that we have to utilize I section. Dear student, note that I section is an ideal section for a beam as well as for a column. Now ISMB are utilized for the design of a beam, and usually ISHB sections, means Indian Standard Heavy Beam sections, are utilized for the design of column. Then dear students, we have to assume, or we have to try ISHB 250 about 51 kg per meter as a trial section for this loading. Now here the area from how I have selected this section, there must be the question into your mind. Now depending upon this area required, I have to select the section. I have to select section such that my area required will be greater than this, my area provided will be greater than this area required. This area required should be greater than our area required should be less than our area area provided. That is, hence we could design the section properly. Now after this selecting, then after depending upon this area, I have selected the section ISHB 250. Here from the steel table I have written the R minimum as 54.9 mm, which is about the y axis. Area of the section is 6496 mm square. Our area required is 6250 mm square. Here we have increased area by around 250 mm square. 200 to 250 mm square the area has been increased. Thereafter, very important thing, that is the KL upon R minimum. For calculation of this KL upon R minimum, we need to calculate KL first. KL, as the column is held in the position and restrained in direction at both the ends. means our translation and rotation are restrained at both the ends. Hence our column is fixed support at both the ends. Therefore value of our K is 0.65, which is calculated from table number 10 of IS 800 2007, and our length of the column is 4.5 meter, which is mentioned in our numerical. Hence our KL is equals to 6.65 into 4.5, which is equals to 2.925 meter. Thereafter we need to classify the buckling class of the column. First ratio which we have to take is H upon BF. This H upon BF is 1 and it is less than 1.2, and our value of TF is less than 100. Hence our buckling class will be either B or either C. But as value of our R minimum is in the y direction, that is RXX is greater than RYY, hence the section is weak about the y axis. Therefore our buckling class is C. From table 9C, our Fy is 250. Therefore our value of KL lambda is equals to KL upon R minimum, means 2925 upon R minimum is 54.9 mm. Here we are converting this K into L into mm, as our value of R minimum is in mm. Then from this we get the value of our FCD, and this value we get it from table number 9C. Why we have chosen table number 9C? Because our buckling class is C. If our buckling class would be B, that time we would have calculated the value of FCD from table number 9B. Now here our buckling class is C, that's why we have taken table number 9C, and by interpolation we have calculated the value of FCD as 178.095 MPa. Then we are substituting this value of FCD in the above equation, that is PD is equals to AE into FCD. Therefore we get the value as 6496, that is this is the area of the section. Multiplying it by the FCD, we get the section load carrying capacity as 1156 kilonewton, which is greater than 750 kilonewton, which is our ultimate load, which will be acting on the column. Hence our column is safe in the loading. Dear student, this was a numerical on design of axially loaded column. We will study more numericals and concept in the next video. Till then, keep watching. Subscribe the channel. Thank you.